Hi, I'm Wayward, and I have a 1 versus 1 for you in Command & Conquer Remastered. At the left side of Elevation as blue GDI is Rambo GDI. And to the right side as our yellow Nod is PaRappa56. So Elevation, you see this one a lot on the ladder. It is not my favorite. It's not terrible, but I just feel like the rush distance is a little short, and the base is rather open, which makes it very, very hard for the GDI to do anything. This map, I feel like, really favors Nod. To look at, it's one of the prettier ones, honestly, and I feel like it's laid out reasonably well. I just feel like if you spawn top and bottom or something, I mean, you can't really do that because of this cliff here, but I feel like this sort of a rush distance would be much better. Anyway, Rambo actually moves his con yard kind of out to the side, which is not what I usually see. Usually you see the con yard kind of over here right next to these trees. This feels like a weird position to me, but we'll see what he does with it. Right now on 3 refineries and a single barracks, looks like he's going up north to get a 4th refinery. Per usual, we have scouting going on the top and the bottom. Looks like we've got some minigunners here. PaRappa might be able to sneak that one into the base. Over here, we actually get a grenadier inside of PaRappa's base. Some weird pathing there is going to cost him his scouting opportunity. PaRappa kind of going slow, though. He's got 3 refineries. Probably going to see the airfield coming out soon. Has stopped producing flame troopers, so I think that's about what we're going to get there. Let's take a quick look. Oh, Rambo doing a ton of refineries right out of the gate. 1, 2, 3, 5 already with 2 barracks. There's the airfield, and PaRappa going to get a 4th refinery pretty soon. There it is. And getting the buggies out. Already has 1 in Rambo's base doing some scouting. So there is Rambo's position, basically fully known to PaRappa. So PaRappa knows he can start as a 5th refinery for PaRappa. PaRappa knows he can start harassing already actually on that power plant, forcing that money to be spent. Wasted, one might say. Rambo's going to be in really big trouble if he doesn't get vehicles out immediately. These grenadiers are not going to get anything done, not even really getting good scouting in. A second grenadier attack also being stopped. Grenadiers do decent damage, but they're just not fast enough, and they bunch up, and that just causes problems like the one you're seeing here. Rambo does have a war factory out. I actually like the placement. It makes it a little harder to harass. I'd love to see a second one. This power plant is definitely going to go down. There's no real saving, or there's nothing down here. And those attacks out damage the healing of the repair ability. So another power plant going to go down. That's very bad for Rambo. And we have Harvester harass going on up here, being pushed off by those tanks. The other power plant goes down. There might be enough grenadiers to save this, or at least chase off the harass. So Rambo doing a not the best job I've ever seen. There's that second war factory. Now he's got a chance, I feel like, so he can keep producing tanks, and he's actually defending these war factories with defending the power plants with the proximity to the war factory. So I do really, really like this. This army is getting caught out of position and is going to be overwhelmed. But I mean, there's resources on Rambo GDI's side, and he's got a lot of production going on here. So I think he'll be able to defend this. He may lose something, but whatever it is, it's not going to be permanent. So the war factory is probably going to go down. Gets the sell-off on it and still has the second one to fall back on. This is a good situation for Rambo. Little attack force being thrown away, basically. Those tanks and grenadiers don't get much done, but this army is now actually at least hurt, and PaRappa, I think, should be scared because we have another army knocking on his door, and this army is really badly hurt right now. We do have another airfield down south. Actually, a lot of expansion going on down here for that. I imagine 6th? 1, 2, 3, 5th. I think he might have sold or lost one to this army. So, PaRappa probably going to be forced to give up a refinery because of this army. There's... I don't know, PaRappa's kind of being a little defensive. There might be enough here to stop this, although these reinforcements coming in make that doubtful. So PaRappa's in trouble now. Wait, hold up. I see an engineer. Did he sell off? He must have sold off his coneyard. How did I miss that? So, PaRappa going to try to make something work right now. Maybe he sold off the coneyard in response to this army coming in. We could have enough resources to be able to defend it. That is my current guess. At the end, I might scrub back and see what exactly happened there. PaRappa choosing to go for a base trade scenario, but there's a lot of army back here, so that's going to be a little tricky for him as well. Rambo actually getting that second war factory out again, and PaRappa realizing that the base trade is not going to work well. Does clean up this army. There's a decent amount of Nod forces here, actually. So PaRappa buying himself some time. Actually have a single grenadier trying to cause some havoc down here. But honestly, the way these buildings are laid out, this is pretty clever. Putting a couple of troops down here. I think that's smart. Now, at this point, though, what I need to see from Rambo to make sure he gets this is to expand up into the middle here to take these resources. You see, PaRappa has expanded down. Of course, this is basically all he's got. He's got one airfield. Oh, switching into artillery, not something you see every day. Kind of neat. Going to make those grenadiers' lives even shorter. So basically, Rambo's going to have to rely almost entirely on medium tanks, which, of course, he's capable of doing right now thanks to those war factories. It looks like I missed Rambo also selling off his coneyard. So that's both coneyard sell-offs that I've managed to miss. Buggies and bikes coming in from the south. It looks like PaRappa is going to attempt a two-pronged attack. And that is hard for GDI to hold. This army can take on either of his opponent's other armies, and I think he's doing the smart thing, selling off these refineries. Get the sell-off there. Gonna lose those resources. Does manage to get the sell-off, although that is 2 refineries down, and now Rambo is on 3. And these, gonna lose a power plant. That's not great, of course. I can't tell if Rambo is on low power or not, thanks to the UI. PaRappa actually doing really well bringing himself back into this. That is a nasty army and going to be hard to attack into thanks to those artillery. Thanks to the game's limited unit AI, we have the wimpiest standoff in Command & Conquer Remastered history going on. And here's where Nod mobility is starting to pay off. PaRappa can basically attack anywhere Rambo isn't, and Rambo has to have a huge force to be able to make something happen, as well as react to his opponent. So Rambo in danger of being picked off and then just outproduced by PaRappa. PaRappa only on 1 airstrip to 2 war factories, but he's definitely got more income at this point. So Rambo is going to have to be super careful to, yeah, those artillery starting to pay for themselves already. Nice tank micro, saving that 1 medium tank for additional DPS. Getting some good crushes. I think there might be enough tanks to clean this up, actually. It's hard to tell. The tank numbers are getting very low. Rambo taking the L on this. Well, nope, he's committing. He's pulling in some more units. Still does have a lot back here to defend with. PaRappa hanging on by a thread still. This is actually one thing I love about all of the Command & Conquer games. It's very, very hard to get a decisive victory. It can lead to some annoying standoffs, but in this case I feel like it brought some interesting tension to the match. So, wow, well played by Rambo. I think he's got just about enough to finish this off. Pulling more of his tanks forward. Not committing them all the way, which is interesting. Yeah, look at those tanks. So, really interesting match, actually. Pretty much the same thing you've always seen, but the way each player was dealing with the game's limitations, I thought was really neat to see. Yeah, PaRappa basically has no army left, very few resources. Might be able to get some additional army by more sell-offs, but that's the quit from PaRappa. So Rambo GDI pulls this one out. I really feel like a lot of times that second War Factory ends up being what decides the match. If you can get that second War Factory out, not decides the match, but really can cement the GDI player's place in the match. If you can get that second War Factory out, you know, sniping, losing the one War Factory, at least you have the other one to fall back on and can build a second one again, so it keeps those tanks coming out. And then even if you force to sell off your con yard or choose to sell it off, you at least have that production base where you can continue to defend your stuff and produce tanks. And GDI really seem to win or lose on the back of medium tanks more often than not. The Nod have a lot of tools, and they have the mobility advantage and the versatility advantage in a lot of ways, but it's really hard to say no to a giant ball of medium tanks bearing down on you. So, well played by both players. Glad I was able to showcase another well-considered GDI position and playstyle. Thanks. I'll catch you next time.